welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I have to make an apology up front at the start of this video. The local farmer is tractoring his field, and when he gets close to the house, there is a bit of a racket, and I can't do much about it. So hopefully he might have gone for lunch at the moment. Let's hope so. But the puzzle we're going to be trying today, I'm very excited about. It's called R is for Arrows. I don't know why R is for Arrows, but it's by Chameleon. Now, Chameleon is a constructor to whom we owe immense thanks on the channel, and actually in the wider Sudoku world, because Chameleon is the programmer who has enabled puzzles like Fog of War Sudoku, the Soccer Band Sudoku that we did, the Rush Hour Sudokus that we've been enjoying. All of these are courtesy of the incredible programming skills that Chameleon brings to bear. And well, so it's lovely that we're able to do a puzzle of his on the channel. But this is not one that requires unusual programming. This is just a normal, bog standard, in inverted commas, Arrow Sudoku, except let me show you some of the feedback about this puzzle, because this is really, it's incredible, some of the comments. I don't think I've ever seen a more elegant or better Sudoku with just arrow sums. Mixo, whose puzzle we featured just the other day, a beautiful idea and brilliantly executed. Fistamafel, so many beautiful pieces of logic. I mean, everybody is basically raving about this one. And I'm looking forward to giving it a go. And in fact, I don't have much news for you today. Just the usual appeal. If you do enjoy the channel, check out what we've got going on over on Patreon. Maybe subscribe. Help Mark and I hit that long-held ambition, but impossible seeming ambition, of ever reaching a gold plaque status on YouTube. It will never happen, but you never know. And if you subscribe, you're contributing a little, 1 in a million to a dream. Of two middle-aged British men. Other than that, one birthday to do today. Siobhan over there in Germany. Siobhan, I think you've turned 24. Let me check my notes. Yes, 24 today. And I was amused by your email, which said that you were horrible at maths, but watching Cracking the Cryptic has helped you to basically improve at arithmetic, and that's a wonderful thing for us to hear. And I gather you're not having chocolate cake today, but you are having a board game evening with your friends. Well, that does sound like quite a good substitute, actually. So Siobhan, happy birthday. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant one. And that's all. So now I can get on with Chameleon's puzzle, and I will read you the rules. This, by the way, it's got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty on Logic Masters Germany. So that suggests average difficulty, but in my experience, 3 stars out of 5 on Logic Masters. These puzzles can take an hour. They can take over an hour. Sometimes they can take 20 minutes, but we'll have to see. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle, and that is it. So basically what you do is you put 1, 2 and 3 in there. It might not be 1, 2 and 3, it could be anything. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6, so you'd write 6 into the circle of the arrow. And that's all the rules. It's as simple as they come. If you do enjoy puzzles like this, check out our app, which is chock full of 100 handcrafted arrow Sudokus by the great and the good of the Sudoku world. But for this puzzle, the way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Okay, a bit like yesterday, I'm tempted to take the low-hanging fruit, which is to note that this arrow definitely contains 3 different digits, which doesn't look like it's true of many of the arrows here. So the minimum these could be would be 1, 2 and 3, so the minimum I can put into that circle is a 6. All of these, they look like, I don't know, they look like emojis taking part in athletics events to me, all of these circles. They've like got, you know, they're doing weird things with their arms and their legs dancing around the grid. R is for arrows. You see, this arrow is of length 3, that arrow is of length 3, but the problem is you could do absurd things like this, double 1, 2. And that would allow you to put as little as 4 into this circle. Oh, hang on. Right, those 3 digits are all the same, look. Because whatever goes in here is just transposed into these 2 cells. So orange is in a sort of stripe of oranginess at the end of row 1 and bottom of column 1. Be more useful if orange was on an arrow. I mean, orange is at least... Oh, well, actually, orange is on an arrow. I don't know where it is, but orange is on an arrow in this box. Look, it's got to be on an arrow. By Sudoku, using those two arrows and where that limits orange in box 5. So orange, which is at least a 4, we saw that with double 1, 2, is on an arrow here. So if it was on this one, this square couldn't be a 6. And if it was on this one, 4, that one would have to be at least 6, because it could be 4 with double 1. Okay, here's another thought. Oh no, that's total nonsense. Oh no, it is total nonsense. Sorry. I was about to say, what else can you do with short arrows? And it is true what I'm going to tell you here. A short arrow, or any length of arrow apart from a 1 length arrow, can't have a 9 on it. Okay. Okay, it's not as good as I thought, but it is true to say that this arrow isn't 9, isn't it? Because if this arrow was 9, if all those 3 squares were 9, 9 would be on an arrow in box 5. And that won't work, because that would force one of the circles to be at least a 10. Well, actually at least an 11. It just feels to me like there's a lot of real estate on arrows. Maybe that is a point though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I mean, I don't think this is that good actually, but let me explain what I was thinking. You can say for sure the minimum value of the arrow cells in box 7 is 15, because if we put 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 on them, that would be the least we could put on the arrows. And 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, the triangular number for 5 is 15. There is a knowledge bomb for you. So so these 5 squares add up to at least 15. Let's add one more, which is the least we could add on for this tag-along cell here. And that gives us 16. Now, 3 arrows adding up to at least 16 means the average value of one arrow is just a smidge over 5, isn't it? So we couldn't write 5 in here, because by the time those had added up to 15 and that had given us an extra 1, the average of the arrows couldn't be 5. So this square is at least 6. That's what we've just learned. Now can we repeat that trick? Yes. Yes, we can. It's exactly the same here. So now we're getting to a point where we might be getting some syzygy. We've got a sort of syzygy of moons in row 8. Can we get a syzygy of moons in column 8 as well? Probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same logic there. That's got to be at least a 6. This one didn't have to be. What about that one? Problem with this one, again, it's a double 1, 2 situation, I think. I think it could be double 1, 2 like that. So there's no reason this has to be particularly high. Still don't think I'm getting this, to be honest. I don't think I've understood the point of these emoji, these athletic emoji arrows. It might be that what we've got to do... I was wondering whether we could align, treat 2 arrows together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20. No, that's worse. That's worse doing it like that. Because the minimum sum of these 4 squares would be 10. The minimum sum of those 4 squares would be 10. That's 20. Plus another 6 if they were 1, 2 and 3. That's 26. But I already know that these cells, if I just look at the box logic, these have got to be at least 30, don't they? With 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 on each set of arrows, plus another 2 more with double 1 would get us to 32. I don't think this is going to be set. I don't think it's like, it doesn't feel like yesterday. Yesterday with the palindromes, I sensed it was set. I just couldn't spot what set it was. If this is set, I'm going to be deeply surprised. I have a feeling it might be to do with the fact that one of these cells has got to go on here. Is there a way we can push up the value of this away from sort of, maybe there's a reason these two cells can't repeat? That at least would push up the value of this to 6 at least. If those two cells repeat, they are also on the arrows down here. No, that's not it, is it? Oh. Oh. Right. This is so simple. I can't believe it's taken me 11 minutes to spot this. Right. Where is that digit in this box? That's really... it's just obvious. This is even, isn't it? Right. So let's deal with this. Green is not in the same row as green. Green is not in the circle, because if green is in the circle, this square is a 0, and normal Sudoku rules apply. So there are no zeros in this grid. Right. What would happen if green was on this arrow, for example? Well, then whatever this was, let's say it was 8. These two squares would be the same number, because these two, if they were 5 and this was 8, you can see the only way is to put the same digit, because these effectively become the same sum. So the actual only place green can go is there. And the reason that I think that, well, obviously now this arrow is expressible as 2 times green, which is even. So that square is not 7 or 9, this is 6 or 8. And okay, so we now know green is in one of those two squares. We also know... well, no, we don't know. It doesn't work the same here, because that arrow is really annoying. It doesn't, yeah, it just doesn't work the same way. It's possible that digit goes here, but I don't think it's forced to. It can't go... yeah, it can escape into the wilds of arrowless cells in box 9. That's very, very annoying. Oh, hang on. Right, let's change that one then to that one. That one's the same, because this has got the same geometry as this one. The white squares are all ruled out. That's the key. The white squares are ruled out by a purple here. And you can't put purple on another arrow, and purple can't go in the circle. So that's purple. So that is also even, and that's not 7 or 9. So purple is up there now. Now there's... ooh. Ah, that's pretty as a picture. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, so now the obvious question, I think, is... are these two digits the same? And the answer to that is clearly not. Because if these two digits were the same, that would be saying that green and purple were the same. But green and purple can't be the same, because purple sees both of the possible cells for green in this box. So as purple and green are therefore different, these are a 6-8 pair, and they are different colours, and they both see this square, which is now not. Right, okay, this is fascinating. This square, because it sees a 6-8 pair, because these are different, is not even. But that now, I think, means this square is interesting again, because this square now can't go there, because that would need this to be even. So actually, let's just work this out. So it can't go on the net. Ah, no, it's nearly great. It goes in one of 2 places, look. That digit can only go in one of 2 places in box 9. Ooh, okay. Right, so these squares here are 3 or 4, aren't they? Because these are even and they're equal to double green or double purple. Purple or green, or purple and green are a 3-4 pair. Now that I can see that's pushing up the value of this a little bit now. But I just give me a second here, because I think that there's going to be something easier than worrying about this digit. He says, and then fails to actually think of anything that would suggest that that's true. This digit. These are different parity. I don't know if I should give these different colours. Maybe I should. Yeah, I might do that actually. I'll make one of them grey and one of them yellow. Just to hammer home the point that they are different. So whichever one of these is 6, that's going to have 1 5 and 2 4 on its arrows, because there are only 2 ways of making 6 in 2 digits, and then it's going to have double 3. So whichever one of these is 6, what that means is there's a 7, 8, 9 stripe in one of those squares. Don't know which one, but that means that top cell sees this stripe. So that digit in the corner could be a 3, but it's definitely not 7, 8 or 9. Let me just double. That's right, isn't it? If that's 6, I've got to go double 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. That's all the low digits. So this becomes 7, 8, 9. And the same logic must be true there. So it's an excessively marked cell to mark this corner up, but it's sort of quite an interesting point. Well, hang on. Well, also, that corner cell is not 3 or 4, is it? Because we've got, if that's double 3, that's double 4, and this cell sees 3 and 4, however that works. So the corner isn't 3, so the corner is 1, 2, 5 or 6 now. That's pretty remarkable that that's come down to that level. But right, well, if this was double 4 and this was 8, 8 is a lot. Yeah, it's got a lot more options. It can be 1, 7, 2, 6 or 3, 5. Okay. I don't know how to do that, I confess. Oh my goodness me. I've just realised something. Ah, that is so pretty, Chameleon. That is so pretty. Right. This is one of those moments where I just sort of want to sort of just stop and express admiration for the setter. Wow, 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 wow. I know what that digit is. I know what that digit is. If you can't see what that digit is, I do not blame you. It's been staring at me for the last however long. But do have a think about what that digit is, because you do know it. If you think about it, you know it. Oh, this is gorgeous. For those of you who managed to work that out, congratulations. Let's look at this cell. Now this cell is the sum of three numbers. So it's not very low. It can't be a 1 or a 2. Now it also can't be 3 or 4, because we've got these 3, 4 pair marked up. We don't know what the order is, but it's not 3 or 4. So in theory, this is 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. Well, it's not 9, because we know it ends up on an arrow in this box. So now it's 5, 6, 7 or 8. Let's deal with those in order. Can it be 5? The answer is no, for a really, really gorgeous reason. If there is a 5 transposed across all those 3 squares, how could the 6 arrow work? It can't work, because one of the limbs of the 6 arrow is a 1-5 pair, and the 5s rule everything out. So these are not 5s. Now, ooh, dearie me, hang on. I just wanted to get rid of the 5s, not all the colours as well. There we go. Alright, this is not 5. Okay, what about if this is 6? Well, if this is 6, that's easy to refute. One of these is 6, and if that's 6, those two are 6, and that's impossible. The same is true of 8. If these are both 8, you can't put 8 into either of the corners. So this can only be 7, and now 7 is on this arrow. Oh, this is sick. It's just sick, because now, well, not only are these 3 squares all 7, which let's actually put that in, but now where do we put the 7? In this little congregation, this 2x2. You can't put 7 on a 3-cell arrow where every cell on the arrow has to be different, because even if you put 1, 2, 7 on it, this will be at least 10. So these squares are no longer orange. Orange is on here, along with 2 other digits, and yet it has to add up to a single digit total. So it's got to be 7 and double 1. That's the only way that can possibly work. So this is a 9, which means that's a 7, which means that's not a 7. That's magical. That is a magical series of steps. Oh, it's quite difficult for this to be 6 now. We'd have to have a 1 here and a 2, 3 pair. Nine is now in one of 2 places in box 3, look. And one of 3 places only in box 2. So it's fairly restricted as well, actually. Oh, it's nearly very restricted. It's just fairly restricted in box 9. It can't be on an arrow, obviously. So it's only got 2 possible positions. 9. In this box, actually, 9 is definitely on the left-hand side. Yeah, look, 9 is always... It's quite restricted in a lot of these boxes. Alright, where's 9 in this box? Not there, not there, not on an arrow that adds up to 7, so it's in a domino. So 9 is right. Oh, I've got a 6-8 pair now in row 8, because 9 is in these 2 squares. So look down column 4 and ask where 9 is. We've managed to prove it's not in the top 6 squares because of our pencil marks. So it must be in one of those 3 cells, and that means it's not in that circle, which means this is a 6-8 pair, which means that becomes grey. Okay. Can we do any magic with that? I would love to know. I'm sure we can. Actually, I'm not really sure we can. 1. Oh, hang on. 1 is not on this arrow, which adds up to 7. So this is 2, 5, or 3, 4. Well, it's not 3, 4, is it? Because if it was 3, 4, whether this is 3 or 4, you couldn't put it in either of those cells. So this is 2, 5. And red, we don't know. Red is in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. Seven. In this box there is a 7-9 pair, I've just noticed, which is quite interesting. Let's actually get rid of the... I don't think we need the colours. I think are unnecessary up here. So we've got a 7-9 pair. It would be very useful to know which way round grey and yellow go, wouldn't it? Is there a way we can do that? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, okay, here's something. Where does 7 go in box 8 by Sudoku? It can't go on the arrow, because we can't make these two squares add up to 1, even if this was an 8. So 7 goes at the bottom of column 7. 7, oh, okay, let's double click 7s, because I'm suddenly realizing we have got a lot of them. 7 is in one cell in box 7. Get rid of the 7s from there. 9 is pushed downwards, that's lovely. Right, so where is 9? In this box now. Now look, if we look at the bottom 2 rows, there's a 9 in this domino, there's a 9 in one of those two. So if we were to put a 9 in one of these 2 cells, that would be a third 9 in 2 cells of the grid. Well, that cannot be right, can it? So the 9 must go here. So hang on. Oh, I see, I've got a 7 in one of 2 places there. What about 9s? No, okay. So, what haven't we done? Right, I've not thought about this arrow yet. I've not really thought about this arrow. This arrow looks better, doesn't it? Okay, let's check this arrow. If this is 6, this must be a 1 here and a 2, 3 pair. That cell would be at least a 4. This would be an 8. This would be double 4. Actually, it's better if this is... It's better from a restrictive point of view if this is 8. Because all I'm thinking there is if that's 8, because that's 6, you can't put the 8 there. So the 8's got to be in one of 2 places. Oh no, that's beautiful. That's it. That's it. Right. If you make this an 8, you can't put 8 in this row. That's weird. Because it sets the value of this less than 8, you can't put it on the arrow here. By Sudoku, it's not there. By something we've done before, it's not here. It's because it's grey, it's not there, because this is an 8. And it can't go on an arrow that adds up to 7 unless this is -1. That's so beautiful. So this is 6, this is 8. Now we know purple. Purple is double 4. So there's a 4 up here. That means this is double 3 adding up to 6. Oh right, this is a 1, 2, 3 triple now, which is something we were thinking about, isn't it? 3 is down in one of these 2 squares by Sudoku. Wow. Oh, right. Here's something. This is a 1, 9 pair in box 7, because we can't put a 1 on an arrow now, because we'd need to put a 7 with it to add up to 8. So the 1 lives in the same cells as the 9, which knocks out 1 from the corner. So these squares are 2, 6 and 3, 5 in some order. That's not 6, so that's not 2. 1. Okay, yes. We do need, if we look at the arrows coming off this 7, we can't put 2, 5 into either of these 2 cells. So one of these is 1, 6, and one of these is 3, 4. And the ones that look into box 9 force there to be a 1 in one of those squares. So one of those is a 1, which means one of these is a 6. Oh, I thought we were going to get that actually, and it's not giving up its secrets, is it? Sorry, I thought that was going to be more useful, but I don't think that is what we do now. This digit's restricted now, because that can't be 1, 2 or 3, so that's at least 4, and it can't be more than 5. And can it actually be 5? Because 5 would require double 1 into those squares. That doesn't seem likely. Oh no, it is. well, I'm not sure whether it is, but that is a 1. I've just noticed by Sudoku. I can't put 1 in this circle because that would require adding up 2 halves or something. So that is 1. So now, oh look, that's 1, that's 5. I should have looked at the 6 arrow. Of course, that was going to be more restricted. So this is 2, 4. This is 8 by the power of Grayskull, aka Sudoku. There's now quite a lot of high numbers looking at this arrow circle. It can't be 7, 8 or 9. It can't be 3. It can't be 4 because that would require a 1, 3 arrow. So this is 5 or 6 only. And if it can't be 5 because this arrow can't be 1, 4 or 2, 3. So that's 6. And this should be a 2, 4 pair. And we know there's a 2 in the column. So 2 and 4 go in. This is a sensationally good puzzle. I absolutely agree with those people who've been writing just eulogies about this. Right, 5 goes here by Sudoku. So this is an 8, 9 pair. So in this column, this is an 8 or a 9. In this row, we've not put 4, 8 and 9 in. Now surely, we know the 4 must be in the purple cell, don't we? So we get an 8, 9 pair here. That is fully purplified. That loses its purplification. We need 1, 2 and 5 along the top. That's no longer able to be 6. I'm sure we can do better than that. I just can't see how. 9 is here apparently. Yeah, that's using Sudoku. So we get the 8. And those 2 squares have got to be 3 and 6. Which apparently is not resolved. I'm a bit surprised about that as well. This 2 sees the 2, 5 pair at the bottom. So we get 5, 2, 2, 4. That might be useful, he says. Perhaps grasping at straws. This square here is now not 5, so this square is not 3. And okay, well let's come back. Now, okay, these 2 squares now add up to 6, don't they? Because we've got to just deduct 1 from 7. So this square is a 1 or a 2. I'm sure we know which. Okay, so where do 8 and 9 go in this column? And the answer to that seems to be a pair here. So this is 9, this is 8. So now we can argue about, let's make 8 yellow actually everywhere. 6s need to be grey everywhere. We've not got many 6s placed. Oh, but we can get a 6 here by Sudoku. Okay, so that seems to mean that becomes a 9, so that becomes an 8, and this is a 4, 5 pair, which means we've got a 2, 3 pair at the bottom of the column. Ah, no, I don't want to draw lines, I just want to get rid of my pencil mark. So this is a 2, 3 pair. In this row, we need 1, 4, and that's a naked single. Can't be 1 or 4, so that is 9. Which means 9, 1, 4 go into the grid. That needs to be a 3 to add up to 7, so that's a 1 and that's a 6. What have we got left to place in here? 5 and 8. Yes, we can do it. 5 goes here, 8 goes here. This is 6 now, so this is 2, 2 and 3 go in. These 2 squares are now 3 and 5, which probably is resolved, but I can't immediately see how. The 2 here sees this square, so that's 1, that's 5, that's 4. That's 5, that's 3, that's 5. That's 2 in the corner, no song, but I mean it almost should get a song because this is a puzzle worthy of singing about. If we were in Dwarven Hall's Chameleon, there would be a song written about this, let me tell you. Now, this is a 3, 4 pair. Can we do that? Yes, we can. 4, 3, so 3 and 2 go into the grid. Let's look at this row. We need 2, 5 and 6. So 5 has only got 1 place, I think. I'm sure we can do the 2 6 pair, but I can't see how. So I'm going to pencil mark it and cheat. So this is 3, 2, 2, 3 or 6. That's 3 or 6. Ah, no, it sees that. So that is 3. So that's 3. That's 6. This is 2. This is 6. So this is 6. This is 9. This is 7. This is 7. We need 2, 5 and 8, so we can write the 5 in. We can write the 8 in. We can write the 2 in. Hopefully this is now done. 8, 9 and 4 and 8 in this column. So we go 8 there, 4 there. That is just a simply brilliant puzzle. I'm going to double click everything to colour it properly so nobody can accuse me of being chromatically deficient today. Is that it? No, I missed out some 7s. So there should be 5 colours. Oh, hang on. No, 6 colours if we do the red cells as well. It looks like there are only 3 cells in each box that are not coloured, and we click tick and it's right. 78 people have solved it recently. I don't blame them. Absolutely stunning, that is. I've no idea why R is for arrows, unless it's the spelling of the letter R, which is spelled AR. So R rows. I don't know why that's relevant at all. Someone's going to have to explain. I'm feeling very stupid about that. But Chameleon, you should not be feeling stupid, my friend. That is absolutely masterful. Loved it from start to finish. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant, brilliant idea. The way that this digit is known, sort of, it was quite early on the solve. I suddenly realised we could write in that digit. It's breathtakingly beautiful. Fantastic. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.